Guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 1 and we are related with chapter cash book. Cash book is basically combination of two ledgers. If you want to have information, or rather I should say collective information of two elements, then you will make cash book. And two elements are fixed. Those are cash and bank. If information related to cash account and information related to your bank account, you want to get both information collectively, then you will make a cash book. And how do you create this cash book, we will understand today. And for this there must be some transaction already available. Look, accountants, what is their basic purpose or what is core of their working? They do receive vouchers from their concerns, their organizations, either it's a manufacturing concern or non-manufacturing concern. So in any organization, accountants usually receive vouchers. Upon those vouchers, transaction would be written in a very simple wording. And those transactions, you are looking at this page where several transactions are given by the owner or proprietor or by the organization to an accountant. Similarly, you will receive vouchers from your organization, and those vouchers will include brief explanation or brief instruction about the transaction. Like if you can see over here, if you had paid your office rent, your boss, your organization will inform you that we had paid the rent. Now it's your responsibility to take this data and convert into usable information. Like if your organization had paid salaries and wages, this information would be provided by your organization and you are needed to convert this data into a proper usable information. Right now it is raw data. This is only a simple English language explanation of transaction or detail of transaction has been provided, but this data for an accountant is remained a data. ये अभी तक वो डेटा ही है, it's not a proper information. Accountant is responsible to convert this data into a proper usable information. So what you will do, you will read out these transaction and then you will convert these transactions into journal entries. This is your first step. You will convert these transactions into journal entries as a first step, and then you will post those journal entries into ledgers, and combined ledgers of cash and bank is called cash book. So the theme of this question is step 1, journal entries, and those journal entries will be posted into cash book. This is our target and brief introduction of our working which we are going to do today. And let me show to the performer. Here we have two sides. This is divider. You can see over here is a divider between two steps. First step, as I had mentioned you will create a journal. This is pattern of creating journal entries. I will try to let you understand how you will post these journal entries over here, and when these journal entries would be completed, you will pick these journal entries and will post into ledgers. These are two different ledgers. We have cash ledger number 1 and bank ledger number 2. It means there are two elements involved in this making of cash book. That is why this cash book is named as double column cash book. Why we are calling it double column cash book? Because there are two types of information available over here. Two elements are involved, cash and bank. Now you can see above we have divided this cash book into two parts. Left side would be called the debit side, right side would be called the credit side, and you can see cash and bank both are present on debit side, and cash and bank both are present on credit side as well. So how you will create this cash book, or how you will manage this cash book, how you will post transactions into this cash book? Step number 1, you will create a journal entry and you will find out, you will look whether cash or bank is present in this transaction. If cash or bank is present, you will search out, or you will see that cash and bank is present on which side. As you know, in general, this is your debit side. First line is called debit and second line is called credit. If cash and bank are present on debit side, so what you will do, you will post cash or bank on debit side. This is your debit side. You will post amount on debit side of cash or bank. On the other hand, if you will see cash or bank is present on credit side, second line is called credit side. If cash or bank is present on credit side, what you will do, you will go to credit side of your cash book and will post the amount on credit side of cash or bank. This would be our procedure. It's a very simple thing. Debit do debit, credit do credit. If cash and bank are present on debit side of journal, post on debit side. If cash and bank is present on credit side, post on credit side of cash book. Hopefully you people have created your mind. These are our transactions. Step 1, we will post in journal and then these entries would be transferred to the cash book. Now let us start the question. We have entry number A over here. Entry number A is saying Imran started business with cash. So you are making transaction for business, not for the owner of the business. If you want to know what is coming in to the business or what is going out of the business, so do understand that you are yourself is a business. You are not the proprietor, you are the business. Then you will simply understand if cash is coming in or if cash is going out. If Imran had started business with cash, it means business is receiving cash from the proprietor. Cash is coming in, it means cash is your asset, and cash is coming in, it means cash is increasing. Increase in asset should be debited, so you will mention cash on debit side at first stage. Now the amount which is provided by the proprietor of the business to the business is called capital. It is business liability. Consider it, since we understood that journal entries should be understandable for the person who is right now engaged in cash book. So what my assumption is, we shouldn't be having more time to explain journal entries. इस वक्त हमारा जो procedure है that is to understand cash book. So we will take less time to produce journal entries. अब मैं आपसे क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि the amount which is provided by the proprietor of the business into the business, that amount is called capital and it is business liability of the business. Liability should be written on credit side. That is why you will mention capital on credit side because of liability. First entry, journal has been completed. You will mention date over here, which is A. Date is very important. If you will miss date or if you will misplace the date, it would be quite difficult to have proper answer of cash book. That is why keep concentration upon the date as well. These are accessories. I know actual working is to produce your journal entry. We accept it. But accessories like date, mentioning of the date, writing of the amount is also an important part of creating a journal. First entry amount we will see is how much, that is 1 lakh, and now you will write 1 lakh on debit side and same amount you will write on credit side. As you know that debit and credit will always be equal. First entry has been completed. Now there is a very important part in creating a journal entry. You should have narration. Third line is called narration. You were supposed to write narration, but since we are focusing on cash book, that is why we will skip writing narration. And for narration, it's a simple thing. You will just write down whatever is written over here. Or even if you want to make a short explanation, you can do it. Imran started business, so you can just mention started business. It would be enough narration, and that narration would be posted out at third line. This is first line, this is second line, and then you will create third line. For the time being, we are skipping narration so that we can have focus upon journal entries in a quick way and then cash book. Now, let me see what is in B entry. And entry is what? Bought goods from Asif and cash paid. Bought goods means you are buying your goods. Goods are coming in. Goods are nearly your asset. Asset is increasing. So you were supposed to write goods over here as goods are increasing. But in accounting, we don't write goods. inventories or raw material. These three words are not written in accounting. In place of these words we usually write working. What working we are doing? We are purchasing commodities, so instead of goods you will write just purchase. And you, if you want to mention that these are goods, you can, but usually you will just erase it. So we have bought goods. Goods are coming in. Goods are nearly asset at this stage. Asset are increasing. Increase in asset should be debited, so in place of goods you have debited purchase. And second thing, he had mentioned that cash is already been paid. Cash is being paid. अगर पैसे दे दिए हैं तो what is going out? Cash is going out. Cash is your asset. Due to payment, asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. That is why you will mention cash over here, because you have paid and cash has been decreased. Second entry is B and amount of second entry is 20,000. So you will mention over here 20,000. And same amount you will write on credit side as well. This is your credit side. As you can see, it has been mentioned that first line is debit and second line is credit. Here first line is debit and second line is credit. That is why you can see amount debit is being shown on upper side and amount present on credit side is shown on lower side. B entry has been completed. Let's go to the third entry, means C entry में क्या बोल रहा है उसको देखते हैं. यहाँ पर परचेज टाइपराइटर फॉर द बिजनेस. Purchase typewriter for the business. So what is happening? You are buying a typewriter for business use. When you will buy a typewriter is coming in, which is your asset. By buying, your asset has been increased. Increase in asset should be debited. So you will mention typewriter on debit side. And what is happening when you will buy a typewriter, you will pay. Obviously cash will go out and amount present in your hand would decrease. Cash would be decreased. Cash is your asset. Due to payment, your asset would be decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you will mention cash on credit side. This was your entry number C. I hope so. उसने तरतीब चेंज नहीं की हुई. Okay, purchase typewriter for business and that was 4,000. You will mention amount 4,000 over here and same amount would be written on credit side as well. It was 4,000. C entry complete. Let's go to the D entry. And what we have in D entry, paid carriage on goods bought. Carriage आपने पे किया है, जो चीज़ें आपने परचेज की. Again, it's a payment. When you are paying something, it means cash in hand is decreasing. Cash was your asset. Due to payment, asset decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you have mentioned cash on credit side. And you have paid what? Carriage is being paid. Carriage payment is your expense. Expense side is debit. So you will mention carriage on debit side because expenses are always being written on debit side. It was entry number D. Let's see amount of D is what? 1,200 after 4,000. All right, 1,200. Here question 1,200 we were supposed to write. Okay, and same amount you will mention on credit side as well. There is problem in question here. Distance is too much, and when you will go from statement to amount, lines are not present, so there is a little difficult to observe what is actual amount. Alright जी, E entry पे चलते हैं. E entry is saying paid octroi on goods. Octroi is a sort of tax. In Pakistan it is called chungi. You may laugh upon it. Octroi means a sort of tax. When you are transporting your goods from one city to other city, government receives some sort of tax. This is called octroi. And paid octroi, again payment is an expense. When you will pay, your cash in hand would be decreased. Cash is your asset. Due to payment, asset decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention cash on credit side. And since you have paid octroi is an expense. Expense would always be mentioned on debit side, so you will write octroi on debit side. It was entry number E. And let's see after 1,200 what is amount paid octroi. It is 800, I hope so. So you will mention 800 on debit side, and same amount you are going to mention on your credit side. Now let's see what is in entry number D. Entry number D is saying that EF, let me see, DEF, sorry, ABC गलत हो गई. F entry is saying sold goods to Wasim for rupees 1200 400 and trade discount and cash received. So entries a little lengthy. What you are looking at, sold goods to Wasim first stage, then you have to see your trade discount, and then you will see your cash received. Alright, hopefully you have understood. आपने यहाँ पर चीज़ें बेची हैं और कैश रिसीव किया है. If you have received cash, what does that mean? Your cash in hand would increase. Cash is your asset. You are receiving cash. It means your asset is increasing. Increase in asset should be debited. So you will mention cash on debit side. You have sold goods. Goods are going out. Goods are your near asset. Asset is decreasing. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you were supposed to write goods over here. But as usual, what I have mentioned, you do not write goods, inventories and raw material in accounting. The business goods are usually not mentioned in accounting. In place of that, you write working. What working we are doing? That is sales. So you will mention sales over here. Cash is receiving, and why we are receiving cash? Because we have sold some goods. Now the next target is to calculate the amount, because we are looking here a little tricky explanation over here. We have received trade discount. अच्छा जी, कैश रिसीव हुआ और उसके अंदर ट्रेड डिस्काउंट भी है. रिसीव मीन्स आई हैव लुक्ड एट ट्रेड डिस्काउंट. इट डजंट मीन कि वी आर रिसीविंग सम अमाउंट. ट्रेड डिस्काउंट 5% है और 12,400 वॉज एक्चुअल अमाउंट. वट यू विल डू इनिशियली, अब यहाँ पर मैं सिर्फ एक्सप्लेन करने लगा हूँ कि एक्चुअल अमाउंट वॉज 12,400. Let me see, 12,400, and trade discount was 5%. And how you will calculate 5%? You will see 12,400 and you will multiply it with 5 and divide it by 100. You will get discount. And how you will calculate it? In upon calculator, 12,400 multiplied by 5 and divided by 100, so you will get your amount. 620 is the discount. 12,400 5% is 620, and since it's a discount, so what will happen? Your actual amount will increase or decrease. Every time when you will see a discount, it will cause decrease in actual amount. So what will happen? Actual amount was 12,400, and from this 12,400 you will subtract 620, which was your discount. And what amount you will get? Upon calculator, you will write 12,400 and minus 620. Why I am giving you statement over here? I can directly calculate it, but when you will directly calculate, you will not be able to know how this amount has been arrived as a result. 11,780 is your actual amount. Up now you can understand actual amount was 12,400, discount was 620, and this due to discount amount would be decreased and it would become 11,780. And in F entry, what you will do, instead of 12,400 you will write 11,780 over here. 11,780 you will mention here, and same amount you are going to mention on credit side. अब यहाँ पर आप एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लें, क्योंकि ये तो अब एंट्रीज के बीच में वर्किंग की है, ये हम रेस कर देंगे. आपको याद पड़ना चाहिए कि ये 11,780 कैसे आया. वाइल एक्चुअल अमाउंट वाज 12,400 एंड इन प्लेस ऑफ दिस एक्चुअल अमाउंट यू हैव रिटन ओनली 11,780. सो आई एम रेजिंग इट. प्लीज़ टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट एंड वी विल प्रोसीड नेक्स्ट. ओके जी, अब एफ एंट्री कंप्लीट हो गई. अब एफ के बाद आप अगली एंट्री को देखें एंड दैट इज़ जी, और उसमें आपने क्या किया, पेड इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम. अगेन इट्स अ पेमेंट. पेमेंट मीन्स योर कैश इन हैंड हैज़ बीन डिक्रीज. डिक्रीज इन कैश मीन्स डिक्रीज इन एसेट. डिक्रीज इन एसेट शुड बी credited, so you will mention name of cash over here because cash is going out. And G entry is saying insurance is being paid. Insurance paid means insurance is your expense. Insurance premium is your expense you have mentioned on debit side because all expenses are used to mention on debit side. G entry has been completed. अभी इसकी अमाउंट लिखनी है हमने. लंबी स्टेटमेंट के बाद वाली अमाउंट है 500. So you will mention 500 over here and same amount would be written on credit side. This way you have completed entry number G. Now come on entry number H. What it is saying, paid 4,000 to Salim as advance against our order for goods worth rupees 20,000. ओके जी, हमने क्या किया है, पेड 4,000 टू Salim एज एन एडवांस. तो एक्चुअल एंट्री इज व्हाट, यू हैव पेड अमाउंट एज एन एडवांस. ओनली दिस एंट्री वी आर रिलेटेड विद पेड 4,000 टू Salim एज एन एडवांस. आगे क्या लिखा हुआ है, वो उसको एक ऑर्डर दिया है. ऑर्डर मीन्स ऑर्डर डज नॉट हैव एनी फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस. ऑर्डर जब तक आपको मिलता नहीं है टिल दैट टाइम वो ऑर्डर कोई फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं रखता. तो सो यू आर गोइंग टू इग्नोर दिस. ऑर्डर कहीं नहीं लिखते. ऑर्डर को बस आपने किसी जगह ऐसे ही नोट किया हुआ सिंपल में कि हमने उनको ऑर्डर दिया. सिंस कमोडिटीज़ हैव नॉट बीन अराइव्ड और वो फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है तो आप इसको मेंशन नहीं करेंगे, इसे छोड़ देंगे. और वी आर रिलेटेड विद द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस ट्रांजेक्शन विच इज़ सेइंग दैट पेड टू सलीम. सलीम को पैसे दिए हैं. अगर आपने पैसे दिए हैं, अगेन इट्स अ पेमेंट. ड्यू टू पेमेंट योर कैश इन हैंड वुड बी डिक्रीज. कैश इन हैंड योर एसेट. ड्यू टू पेमेंट एसेट इज डिक्रीज. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of cash on credit side. Why you have paid? You have paid it as an advance to Salim. Salim was the person to whom amount was payable as an advance. He was your account payable. Since you have paid that amount, so your liability of payment would be decreased. You were liable to pay 20,000. Instead of 20,000 you have paid 4,000. It means some part of liability has been paid out. Decrease in liability should be debited. So you will debit your account payable Salim on, you will write account payable Salim on debit side. Entry number H. एंट्री नंबर है ये H एंड नाउ यू विल सी द अमाउंट. पेड 4,000 है तो आपने यहाँ पर यू विल राइट 4,000 ऑफ हेयर एंड 4,000 सेम अमाउंट वुड बी रिटर्न ऑन क्रेडिट साइड. सो दिस वाज एंट्री नंबर H. लेट्स गो टू एंट्री नंबर I and I is saying paid office rent. Again it's a payment. Office rent has been paid means your cash in hand has been decreased. Decrease in cash means decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of cash over credit side. Why? Because cash was your asset. Due to payment asset is decreased. And why asset has been decreased? You have paid the rent, so you will mention over here rent is your expense. Expenses are always been written on debit side. So you will write rent on debit side. It was entry number I. Let's see the amount of I. Paid office rent 1,000. So here you will write 1,000 and same amount would be written on credit side as well. So step by step let me show what we have done. Step by step we are proceeding to the next entries. These general entries have been completed and we will proceed to our next step. J entry अब करनी है तो let's go to the J entry and here you can see in J what we are doing. Paid Salim 8,000. Again it's a payment on account. Salim को पैसे दिए हैं. So since you are paying means your cash in hand is decreasing. Cash in hand is your asset. Due to payment asset has been decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of cash on credit side, asset decreased. किसको पैसे दिए हैं? You have paid this amount to Salim. Salim was your liability because since you are paying the amount, he was your responsibility and liability to be paid out. And now you have paid the amount, your liability has been decreased. Decrease in liability should be mentioned on debit side. So Salim, who was your account payable, you have written Salim's name on debit side because Salim was your liability and now liability has been decreased. Decrease in liability should be debited. So you have mentioned Salim's name on debit side. Entry number J की amount check करें. जे में वो कह रहा है 8,000 रुपया पे किया है. सो यू विल मेंशन 8,000 ऑन डेबिट साइड and same amount would be written on credit side as well. Entry number J has been completed. Now let's go to K entry. K is saying paid salaries and wages. This is your K entry. Paid salaries and wages और amount आगे 5,000 है. पहले हम एंट्री कर लेते हैं फिर दोबारा वापस आते हैं. पेड सैलरीज एंड वेजेस, अगेन यू आर पेइंग. के एंट्री वी आर डूइंग एंड सिंस यू आर पेइंग द अमाउंट, कैश इन हैंड प्रेजेंट is decreased due to payment. Cash is your asset. Due to payment, asset is decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention cash on credit side due to payment. And why in K entry you are paying salaries and wages? Again, salaries and wages are your expense. Expenses should be mentioned on debit side, so you will write salaries and wages on debit side. K entry की amount आप check करें, वो हमारे पास आ रही है 5,000. आई होप सो, लाइन दूर है तो 5,000 ही आप इधर मेंशन कर देंगे और सेम अमाउंट वुड बी रिटर्न ऑन क्रेडिट साइड एज वेल. ये एंट्री नंबर के थी और एंट्री नंबर के हमने कर लिया. एक दफ़ा फिर अमाउंट मुझे चेक करनी है. चलें जी, के हो गई. आई जे के एल नेक्स्ट एंट्री है एंड व्हाट वी आर हैविंग पेड 2,000 for traveling salesman Muin for his travel expenses. तो actually you have paid this amount for travel expenses. वापस आ जाएं. Again it's a payment. Due to payment your cash in hand is decreased. Decrease in cash mean decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention name of cash on credit side. अब तक तो ये आपको याद होना चाहिए. और why you have paid this amount वो आपको पता चल रहा है कि it was traveling expenses. Expense should always be mentioned on debit side. So what you will do, you will write traveling expense on debit side. This was entry number L. Now let's see what is next entry. Entry number M में आप जाएंगे. Again it's a payment और payment for what? Paid to Mushtaq for sundry expenses. Sundry expenses mean there were so many expenses which were not explainable, like expenses were too many, amount was too short और इतने सारे नाम was very difficult to write. So instead of writing all the names of those small expenses or petty expenses, you have mentioned sundry expenses. So you have paid sundry expenses. Again it's a payment. Due to payment your cash in hand has been decreased. Cash is your asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention cash on credit side. And IJKL M entry for what? Sundry expenses. So you will write sundry expenses over here and IJKL M. It was entry number M और M की आप amount भी check कर लें. Paid 6,000. So you will write 6,000 on debit side and same amount you are going to write on your credit side. अब तक तो ना आपको याद हो जानी चाहिए चीज़ें. देखिए मैं कैश को हर दफ़ा एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ तो what should be happen. आपको तो बस अब ये कहना चाहिए कि बस पता चल गया हमें कि कैश क्यों क्रेडिट हो गया है. लेकिन ये है कि जितना अच्छा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना ज़्यादा वो क्रिएट होती जाएगी बात. M के बाद है N. एन पे देखते हैं क्या है. हाँ, परचेज्ड ऑफिस फर्नीचर 4,000 फ्रॉम सरफराज एंड पेड कैश. नाउ यू हैव परचेज्ड फर्नीचर. अगेन यू हैव पेड अमाउंट. इट मीन्स योर कैश इन हैंड हैज बीन डिक्रीज. डिक्रीज इन कैश मीन्स decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention cash here. And why you have paid this cash? because you have purchased furniture. Here you can see we have purchased office furniture. Entry number N we are doing. When you will buy furniture, it means furniture would be coming in. Furniture is your asset. Due to buying asset has been increase in asset should be debited. So you will mention name of furniture on debit side because asset is increasing. Entry number N में आपकी amount देखें कितनी है, that is 4,000. So you have bought furniture of rupees 4,000. Mention 4,000 on debit side and same 4,000 would be written on credit side. Entry number N has been completed. N के बाद आप चलते हैं O पे and we have seen cash sales. It's little funny to share an incident when I was in class and asked the same question, what is cash sales? So somebody had said, I have sold my cash. So practically it's not possible that you are selling your cash. It means that you have sold goods and immediately received cash. That is cash sales. एन के बाद जो है वो ओ है, तो पहले आप यहाँ ओ मेंशन कर दें. कैश सेल्स एंट्री इज कैश सेल्स. और क्या हो रहा है, आप चीज़ें बेच रहे हैं एंड यू हैव रिसीव कैश. व्हेन यू विल रिसीव कैश इट मीन्स कैश इन हैंड इज इंक्रीजिंग. कैश इज योर एसेट. आप रिसीव कर रहे हैं तो एसेट इज इंक्रीज इन एसेट शुड बी डेबिटेड. सो आप मेंशन करेंगे कैश का नाम डेबिट साइड पे. एंड व्हाई यू हैव रिसीव कैश, यू हैव सोल्ड गुड्स. गुड्स आर गोइंग आउट. Goods are your asset. Asset is decreased, so you were supposed to write goods over here. As usual, we do not write goods in accounting. In place of goods, you write working. What working we are doing, that is sales. So you can skip goods and will write sales. Entry number O है और O की amount है 10,000. So you will write 10,000 on your debit side and you will write 10,000 on your credit side. Here entry has been completed. O के बाद अब entry आती है P. तो let's see what P is saying. Here we have P, selling expenses paid. Again it's an expense and you are paying cash. If you are paying cash, that means your cash is decreasing. Decrease in cash means decrease in asset. Decrease in asset should be credited, so you will mention cash on your credit side. और आगे चल के आप देखिए कि कैश क्यों पे किया आपने पी में. इट वॉज सेलिंग एक्सपेंस. एक्सपेंसिस प्लेसेस ऑलवेज बिन फिक्स्ड. डेबिट साइड इज फिक्स्ड फॉर ऑल टाइप ऑफ एक्सपेंस. दीज आर अगेन एक्सपेंसिस पी एंट्री और दिस इज सेलिंग एक्सपेंस. सो यू विल मेंशन सेलिंग एक्सपेंस on debit side. As I have mentioned, debit side is fixed for all type of expenses. Either these are selling expenses, sundry expenses, traveling expenses, salaries and wages. All type of expenses will always be mentioned on debit side. P की amount आप check कर लें, that is 1,000. So what you will do, you will write 1,000 on your debit side and same amount would be written on credit side. This way your entry has been completed. Entry number P. P के बाद आप चेक करें क्या है. It is Q, purchase stationery. So and cash paid. Now you have again paid your cash. Cash in hand is decreased. Cash is your asset. Asset is decreased. Decrease in asset should be credited. So you will mention cash on credit side. Why you have paid cash? You have, after P was Q, you have purchase stationery. स्टेशनरी एक्सपेंसेस के तौर पर भी लिख सकते हैं और स्टेशनरी अभी आई है. सिंस यू हैव नॉट यूज्ड एज स्टेशनरी इट मे बी कॉल्ड एज योर एसेट. काइंडली नोट इट. इफ स्टेशनरी अनयूज्ड, if stationery is unused, that would be your asset. If you have used your stationery, then it would be an expense. So both way you will write name of stationery on debit side. Or entry number was Q. Let's see how much stationery you have purchased. Worth of 2,400 stationery is being purchased. 2,400 would be written on debit side and same amount would be mentioned on credit side. Entry number Q is completed. Let's see what is next. Entry number R, and what we have done, purchase an office almirah of rupees 9,000, cash paid. अब की बार आपने almirah purchase किया है ऑफिस फर्नीचर समझ लें परचेज किया है, और आर ये एंट्री है. इफ यू हैव परचेज फर्नीचर इट मीन फर्नीचर इज कमिंग इन, देर इज एन इंक्रीज इन फर्नीचर, फर्नीचर इज योर एसेट, एसेट इज इंक्रीजिंग, इंक्रीज इन एसेट शुड बी डेबिटेड, सो यू मे राइट नेम ऑफ फर्नीचर ओवर डेबिट साइड. यहाँ पर आप एलमेरा भी लिख सकते हैं, दैट वुड बी एक्सेप्टेबल. और व्हेन यू आर बाइंग फर्नीचर इट मीन समथिंग इज गोइंग आउट, व्हाट, that is cash. Cash in hand is decreasing, decrease in cash means decrease in asset, decrease in asset means it should be credited, so you will mention name of cash on credit side because of payment. Let's see how much payment you have made in entry number R, 9,000, so you will mention 9,000 on your debit side and same amount you are supposed to write on your credit side. In this way, you have seen that all entries, all journal entries have been completed. These were transactions given to you as an accountant, and you have transformed these transactions or vouchers into a usable information which is journal. This is step number 1. Step number 1 has been completed for question number, it was question number 1, I hope so. Yes, it was question number 1. ये पिछले किसी question का लिखा हुआ है. So question number 1, journal entries have been completed, and now we will do the step number 2, which is what? You will transfer these journal entries to your cash book. If it is debit, do debit. If it is credit, do credit. Hopefully you remember. You may take a short break, come back and start video again, and we will transfer these journal entries and will post amounts into the cash book.